there in the final few strokes as we fly right on back to the start of the next race here, the men's Varsity 4 final, also a cup race, the Thomas A. Curran Cup.
Yeah, in this event, we will have in lane 1, the Merchant Marines. Lane 2, Milwaukee School of Engineering. Lane 3, out in front at the moment, is Drexel. Lane 4, Mercyhurst. In lane 5, Lafayette. And in lane 6 is Washington College. The men's Varsity 4 final for the Thomas A. Curran Cup underway.
That's right. We have Lafayette here, who last year in the Dad Vail's 2023 got 3rd place in this event. So we'll keep a close eye on Lafayette. As usual, again, more than once, they have been very sneaky in some of those outside lanes. Again, no reflection on any boat speed here, as some crews just try to make it through, again, the time trials and then get through the semis and don't necessarily fight for lanes in particular because, again, this is such a fair course. So we can never really predict where the boat speed is going to come from, although today it has been pretty clearly lane 3 for the most part.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of that has to do with the time trials from yesterday leading to the seeding from today. Specifically in this race, we had Drexel in lane 3 here, did have the fastest time in qualifying yesterday with 7 minutes and 18 seconds, about 13 seconds out in front of the Mercyhurst boat that is currently dead even with them. So in this men's Varsity 4, we've got Drexel and Mercyhurst. Certainly looks like Mercyhurst is well outstroking Drexel at the moment, but currently only at a deadlock with them.
Yeah, and I do want to point out too that Mercyhurst also got 2nd place at SIRA. That is the Southern Intercollegiate Rowing Association Championships there. So Mercyhurst, again, coming off of a very strong finish, 2nd place in this event here. So they are, you better believe, going to show up with a little bit of confidence and have worked out a few of the little kinks here in this boat and have spent a lot of time in this lineup together. And it is showing now as we battle for this nail biter in lanes 3 and 4. That is Drexel and Mercyhurst as we cross the beautiful Camden Boathouse where we are sitting up there on the 2nd floor. We'll wave and say hi as these boats go by here. Lanes 3 and 4, really phenomenal rowing here. I'm already excited to see where this race is going to go.
Yeah, it looks like Mercyhurst with the slight advantage here. I don't know if that was just gained in the last couple of strokes. But if you look at how they're hitting these buoys, specifically Mercyhurst getting there just a half beat before Drexel, and it does look like Mercyhurst is starting to expand upon their lead here as they hit the 1,000 meter mark. Mercyhurst with a great finish to that second 500. We'll see if they're able to continue that blistering pace. You can see that stroke rate. We've seen it, it seems like there's programs out here on the course today who have really emphasized rowing at a higher stroke rate. Mercyhurst is one of them. Here's a great overhead view. And again, the course, you can see the buoys there kind of on a diagonal, giving Mercyhurst, a slight advantage here, kind of hitting those buoys just a half second before Drexel. But now here comes Drexel. Drexel rowing at the slower stroke rate, but you can see them now really starting to emphasize those finishes here, really starting to pull on it. Drexel looking really strong in this third 500 at the moment. 2 boats, not much between them.
Yeah, we are actually looking at Drexel striking at about a 36 and Mercyhurst at a 38. So again, we are looking at that stroke seat. The way that we calculate that rate is we touch a little clock here, watching the stroke seat only, and each time they place a blade, we count how many strokes a minute that they take. So again, we have a clock that helps us with that, and we just tap the clock every time that stroke seat takes a stroke. And we are looking at Drexel understroking by 2, but also on the charge.
Yeah, you could see it briefly there on the faces of the Drexel men. They're really starting to feel this one as they move into the final 500 here. Last few strokes of this third 500, and you can see there goes Drexel. The rate has been increased. So before they've even hit 500 meters here at the Vail Regatta, Drexel beginning their sprint. Again, for anyone who has done a 2K before, they kind of understand that taking that sprint with 500 meters left to go is a bit ambitious. You might run out of gas before you get to those final 200, 100 meters. But if you can put enough distance between your opponent and yourself in those final gasps, it may be worth it. Doesn't look like Drexel's been able to do that. Mercyhurst going right with them at the moment. Look at this, 2 boats, nothing between them here in the final 400 meters of the men's Varsity 4.
Exactly. And you know what? This is quite a nail biter here as we go into the red buoys. Now we have to keep in mind that Drexel here is fueled by pride. Remember how many of their boats have been placing and medaling here. So it is definitely inter-team pressure as well that they have going for them. So that will help light the fire just a little bit. But Mercyhurst, sort of the dark horse here. We're not really sure what exactly is keeping them going here except for pure adrenaline and experience. And this is a very, very sharp crew here in the Mercyhurst 4 that we are seeing, and I'm giving this to Drexel by a foot.
Yeah, it's very, very close. Maybe 200 meters left to go now. Certainly looks like Drexel's bow ball is out in front of Mercyhurst. But again, that can all change in a matter of a few strokes, given how tight this has been. You see the fans on the sidelines there cheering them on as they come by here. Just a few hundred meters. You see the finish line there, the flag getting ready, and it's Drexel. Drexel out in front by just about a seat here. Final few strokes for each of the crews. Here's our finish line camera as they come on by.
Oh, you better believe that coxswain's heart is absolutely racing right now. This is who's at the catch and who is at the finish. The Drexel Dragons, I think, with the slight advantage here by less than a canvas. But we have to give it to Drexel. Very formidable opponents. Mercyhurst in the 4. What a race here in the men's.